Hello, this is Judge Toler from Divorce Court, and I'd like you to check your inbox. There were a lot of them, mostly domestic violence ones, where you have circumstances in which you have a woman who was afraid. You have a guy who is not listening and is angry. You put him in jail. He just comes out 6 months later unemployed and angry, and you try to put him in domestic violence classes. You try to get her in a position where she feels that she can leave if that's what she wants to do, but often the women are not ready to leave, and you can't get mad at them for that because they know their circumstances. They have whatever they can do. I guess the most difficult one was a young lady who was so demoralized and frightened that she had to be accompanied by 2 family members to get on the stand. She shook the entire time she spoke. And her husband's position was the only reason she hit her head on the underside of the dining room table is because she would not submit appropriately to him taking her head and guiding it down onto the floor to show her the dirt that she had missed. And had she submitted to his lead and not jerked her head back to get up off the floor, she never would have hit her head. And he believed that. That was his defense. He really thought that it was her fault. And she was thin as parchment paper. I'd never seen anybody that frightened, and it was so. But she did it. I was so proud of her. She got on the witness stand and she told her story. And I mean, you could have blown her away, with a puff of smoke, but she did it. But that was it. That one really. I took that one home with me.
I bet that was very empowering to see.
It was, and it happens often, and it usually doesn't get to court. I think she had family members who were very involved and that she trusted, and there were 2 of them, and they sat, side by side with her the whole time, because other than that, she just would have fallen over. I work very hard not to make assumptions. And if you're on there long enough, you also see that, and you also see cases where people claim abuse, and they weren't abused just to get a guy out of the house. So you don't make assumptions about anything. You come to it with a clean slate. And that was an easy one because he admitted to exactly what he did. He just thought it was okay. So it wasn't a matter of who to believe or this or that. It was whether or not his actions was a violation of the law, and that was a no-brainer. Most of the big mistakes you make because not because you didn't know what the right thing was to do, but you didn't feel in a manner that allowed you to do them. And I found that on the bench when people assaulted people in domestic violence cases, drunk driving. All of those decisions are made on an emotional level and not an intellectual one. So my thing is, don't let your emotional self make decisions for you. And the way you do that is to be aware that how quickly emotions get into place. How, for instance, if a tiger jumped out at you, you don't think, this is a tiger. He could hurt me. I should move. What happens is your emotional self perceives that tiger in much less than a second, way quicker than your rational mind can, and it tells your body to move. Well, your body does that all the time. When somebody's yelling at you, when somebody insults you, when somebody cuts you off on the road, the first response is a visceral or emotional one. And if you looking for it, and you make a habit of it, you can always feel it coming, and you'll know what it is. This is a visceral response. It may not be the best thing to do, and then you have the ability to, I see it coming, let me take a beat and respond intellectually.
Okay.
Hello, this is Judge Toler from Divorce Court, and I'd like you to check your inbox.